Friends, it is so good to see you. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to start off this Monday morning with our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, it's been beautiful. It's summer.
Oh my goodness,
I love
wasn't
it.
the weekend just beautiful and hot? Oh my God, it was toasty.
You guys have a good weekend?
Yes.
Good, what about you?
Yeah, it was nice. I think between all of us, we either had the two ends of the extremes. You either were on the lake and on the water every day this weekend, or you were like me and you just stayed inside and you had the AC cranked because it was decently hot out there. Our temperatures were in the low 90s on Saturday and then upper 80s on Sunday. Today, just about the same there. Very little change to our forecast as we are now finishing up the month of July, with today being July 31st. Still 59 degrees, still a little bit cool first thing in the morning. That has not changed either. It's 44 in Deer Park, definitely our cool spot of the inland northwest. Otherwise, most areas probably in the 50s, but by next hour, we're going to see those cooler temperatures really start to normalize big time. Could it be a little bit hazy? The answer is yes, but nothing more than just a little bit. But we are going to be tracking all those wildfires that are burning across the Northwest.
There are wildfire evacuations in both the U.S. and Canada this morning. The Eagle Bluff fire started Saturday afternoon, and it's already destroyed 3 homes.
So it is burning near the town of Oroville in Okanagan County right now, and this is along the Canadian border. Right now, level 2 get ready to leave evacuations are in place for this fire. Take a look at this time-lapse video a viewer sent in to us. You can see the flames spreading across the hill, creating a lot of smoke. The State Department of Natural Resources says the wildfire has burned more than 10,000 acres, forcing people to evacuate. British Columbia Wildfire Service reports more than 2,000 acres burned on its side of the border, bringing the total acreage burned in both the States and Canada to more than 12,000 acres.
We were ready to go. That's the first time that I've ever had to pack up things for a fire, despite having seen fires before.
Okanagan County Emergency Management believes this fire was human-caused, although it is still under investigation.
Meanwhile, crews fully contained a brush fire that sparked up near South Palouse Highway yesterday afternoon. The Katy Lane fire burned about 4 acres. The Washington State Department of Natural Resources says a small building burned, but it did not burn any homes.
We are entering the peak of fire season here in the Pacific Northwest. Fire danger is extremely high as we head into August.
The second half is the most challenging, right?
Yes.
So we're heading into the most difficult fire months we always have. And I'll tell you, it's already been a very busy fire season.
So far, there have been at least 1,000 fires and 80,000 acres burned. Both the Washington Fire Marshal's Office and the Department of Natural Resources are concerned about an extended fire season. They say you can do your part by following the burn bans that are in place across much of the state. For more coverage on the wildfire season ahead and how the inland Northwest is preparing for our own wildfires, you can head to KREM 2 Plus. It is our streaming platform. You can download KREM 2 Plus on Roku or Amazon Fire TV.
Well, as you get out for your morning commute, there are a few detours in place. So our KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live right now near the TJ Meenach Bridge. So Brandon, how should drivers plan for this ongoing construction?
Nicole, well, they should plan to get out of the house about 10 to 15 minutes early because that'll help avoid being late to wherever you may have to go, and it'll make that process a little bit smoother as you're out there on the roads. As you can see right behind me, this bridge, TJ Meenach, would be officially closed at 7 a.m. this morning. They've got the cones, they've got the signs in place already, but that's why we're out here as well. We want to tell you about those detours and how you can make that drive to work or school, whatever you're doing, a little bit easier. So the bridge is completely closed to traffic accessing Wistox Way via Maple and Ash and Government Way. Detours are in place in both directions of the bridge. So if you're traveling from Wistox Way to Maple and Ash to north or south, you're going to want to go south on Government Way, then turn east on Sunset Boulevard toward Maple and Ash Streets. Now, if you're traveling northbound, drivers are asked to get on 2nd Avenue to drive west to Sunset Boulevard. At Government Way, you'll turn north and travel towards Wistox Way. So the bridge is scheduled to remain closed throughout the weekend and reopen on August 5th. If you want to go ahead and take another look at some of those detours, we do have that on the KREM 2 app and the KREM 2 website as well, so you can take a further look and kind of get an idea of what the detours in place over here in this section of town will be. For now, reporting live in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
In just a few hours, a judge is scheduled to sentence Lori Vallow.
Back in May, a jury found the Eastern Idaho mom guilty of murder and conspiracy to commit murder in the deaths of her 2 children and her current husband's late wife. Vallow will not face the death penalty, but she could face up to life in prison. During the sentencing, several people are expected to give victim impact statements, and that includes Vallow's only surviving child and Vallow's sister, as well as the grandmother of one of the murdered children. We also expect today's sentencing to be solely up to the judge.
If the death penalty had been still considered, the jury would have had, the same jury would have sat and had like a jury part 2. And they would have made the decision right there and then what her sentence would be, and they would have not had to do this whole pre-sentence investigation. But at this point, that's up to the judge to determine, and he's going to look into all that information.
Vallow's mental health is expected to be considered, but she can't be sentenced to a state hospital even if a judge decides she does have mental health issues. A judge can, however, take the family's wants into consideration given the impact of the murders. Vallow's sentencing is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock this morning.
It's 6:07. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell is hosting a fentanyl roundtable here in Spokane today. First responders, tribal leaders, and community members will be there to talk about how fentanyl impacts Spokane. That starts at 10:15 this morning. An 8-year-old is recovering from a cougar attack at Olympic National Park. Park officials say the child was camping at Lake Angeles when the attack happened. The cougar stopped after the kid's mom yelled at it. They weren't seriously hurt, but they did go to the hospital for evaluation. Right now, park law enforcement and wildlife personnel are looking for the cougar, and crews will put it down if they find it. This morning, Seattle police detectives are still working to identify the suspects in a mass shooting on Friday night. 5 people were shot in a Safeway parking lot during a community outreach event. Police say at least 2 gunmen fired the shots. 2 of the 5 victims are still recovering in the hospital this morning. And 4 people from Washington State died after an ATV rolled in Kittitas County. It happened Saturday afternoon north of Ellensburg. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Department says the side-by-side ATV rolled, then caught fire while driving on a dirt road in the Wenatchee-Okanagan National Forest. The Sheriff's Department is investigating. That's a look at your morning rush.
6:08 and weather-wise going to be more like it was this weekend. More sunshine, temperatures right around 90 degrees, and could be slightly hazy at times, but nothing to worry about in regards of that haze out there. So yeah, sunny skies, upper 80s for the most part across the inland northwest today, with a few spots in central Washington hitting those low 90s. Seems like a very typical summer-like day to finish out the month of July. But as we look ahead, yes, August is also going to be quite warm. But in terms of the supposedly wetter than average, still not buying it as we've seen the last several weeks. But I'll show you the days that might be a bit cloudier as some rain might get just closer to the inland northwest.